20 years later, the impact of faith in cinema and the rise of dark symbolism in entertainment. 20 years ago, one of the most successful faith-based films was released. Now, 2 decades later, surprising news emerges that will astonish many Christians who appreciated that iconic movie. But before diving into details, consider this. Today, we are witnessing a wave of symbolism that, although not new, seems to have intensified. It's a phenomenon we've seen before, but now it presents itself with unprecedented frequency and volume, especially in music videos and other entertainment content. What do you think about this? Why do you think it's happening? Personally, I believe this trend has accelerated in recent years. I gave my life to the Lord in 2009, and since then, I've always felt that something was deeply wrong in this whole panorama. At first, I couldn't identify it clearly, but when I began analyzing it from a broader perspective, I realized everything seemed to point, one way or another, to a dark figure the Bible refers to as Satan, the adversary. It's an attack on two fronts. On one side, we see explicit representations, like those shown in a recent music video depicting a horned creature with black scales, an image that even non-believers identify as demonic. But on the other side, there is also a subtle operation, where even people within the church, who seemingly live as Christians, end up serving the enemy's purposes. When we look at secular entertainment today, there is a recurring theme, a clear pattern of messages and symbolism seeking to normalize what the Bible defines as wicked and evil. Let's reflect on this. In 2004, The Passion of the Christ premiered, a film that illustrated the last 12 hours of Jesus of Nazareth's life on the day of his crucifixion in Jerusalem. Since then, no other Christian film has achieved the level of success that The Passion of the Christ did. In contrast, since that year, we've witnessed a notable increase in content with themes many consider related to the Antichrist. However, despite this panorama, there's some news that may bring joy to many Christians. Recently, it was reported that Mel Gibson was spotted in various European locations scouting filming spots for the long-awaited sequel to The Passion of the Christ. This is exciting because, let's be honest, the secular entertainment industry is plagued with blasphemy against God, mockery of Christianity, and all kinds of content promoting ungodly values. The portal Christian Post published an article titled "Satan in Hollywood: Why the Rapid Rise of Demonic Themes in Entertainment Matters." Some of the most striking lines say, demons, Satan, evil. These themes are increasingly frequent in songs, music videos, and movies. What does this mean, and why does it matter? The reality is that the adversary does not present himself only as a traditional demonic figure. He also disguises himself as an angel of light, something beautiful and glorious. This was highlighted in a recent review of Doja Cat's music video, where the artist adopts a demonic image. The analysis cited 2 Corinthians chapter 11 verse 14, which says, Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. Additionally, an article from Newsweek, titled, "Satan is Becoming Fashionable: The Infernal in American Pop Culture," highlights how these themes are front and center in movies, podcasts, and even children's books. Currently, there are school clubs dedicated to Satan, political divisions in satanic organizations, and even video games glorifying these themes. One of these satanic organizations is officially recognized as a church by the IRS and the US judicial system, something many Christian churches never had to apply for. The Bible is clear about this spiritual struggle. In 2 Corinthians chapter 10 verses 3 to 5, we read, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ." Let us deeply reflect on this verse, as it reminds us that our fight is not merely against what is visible but against spiritual powers and principalities in heavenly places. This passage helps us put things into perspective. The Bible teaches us here that although we live in this world, we do not fight our battles the way the world does. Behind the scenes, there are spiritual forces at work, forces of light and darkness, influencing the human heart, either for or against God. The Bible does not record incidents of demonic possession to scare us. These accounts reveal the hatred and malice of the enemy, but, more importantly, highlight the power and victory of Jesus Christ. In numerous accounts in the New Testament, we are told that Jesus rebuked unclean spirits with authority. He did not confront demons as equals. He always acted from a position of power and dominion. Today, we can also walk in that same authority that comes with the name of Jesus Christ. When we see images like those presented in certain music videos or entertainment in general, we must ask ourselves, what message is being transmitted? What ideology is being celebrated? Let me ask you this. As a Christian, how can you justify listening to an artist who uses demonic imagery in their performances or videos? There is growing concern among believers about occult references and satanic worship in the entertainment industry. These images and themes have become commonplace. In this video, we'll delve deeper into the dark intentions and satanic agenda hidden behind much of today's music. We will explore how artists, lyrics, and symbols reveal the spirit of the Antichrist operating in the world. Many things celebrated in our society go directly against what is holy and good. The Bible warns us clearly in 1 John chapter 4 verse 3, "And every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming, and is now already in the world." Today, we live in times where sin is abundant, cheap, and accessible. The Bible defines anarchy as a deliberate, conscious, and voluntary rebellion against God's laws. As Christians, we are not called to adapt to darkness but to be light in the midst of it. Take a moment to reflect. Are you prepared spiritually for the return of the Lord? Being prepared doesn't mean stockpiling resources but ensuring our souls are right with God. Live each day faithfully, honor Jesus Christ, and share His message with the world. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it, leave a like, and subscribe for more content like this. May God bless you abundantly.